Your mind is either your greatest weapon or your greatest enemy. There is no middle ground. Every result in your life, every achievement, every failure, every pattern that keeps repeating traces back to what happens inside your head when things get hard. This is not philosophy. This is mechanics. And mechanics can be learned. Mental toughness is not a personality trait. It is not something you either have or you don't. It is a skill, a set of practices, habits, and patterns of thought that can be developed deliberately, the same way you develop a muscle, through resistance, through repetition, through the willingness to be uncomfortable long enough that discomfort becomes familiar. Let me break down what mental toughness actually consists of, because the word gets used a lot, but it's rarely defined precisely. The first component is what I call controlled response. The world is full of things designed to trigger you, to pull a reaction out of you, to make you respond impulsively in ways you'll regret. Criticism, failure, disrespect, uncertainty, disappointment. Every one of these is a test, and most people fail it by reacting instead of responding. The difference between reaction and response is time. A reaction is immediate, emotional, instinctive. A response is deliberate. It comes from choosing how to engage rather than being dragged into engagement. Developing controlled response means training yourself to insert that pause, to take the moment, to ask what serves me here before opening your mouth or making a decision. The second component is what I call sustained focus. The ability to keep going on a single thing, a task, a goal, a project, without being pulled into distraction. This is increasingly rare. We live in an environment designed to fracture attention, and most people's minds have been shaped by it. They can start anything. They can finish almost nothing. Sustained focus is built through practice, the same way any other capacity is built. Short sessions of complete attention, then longer still, until your default mode is depth rather than breadth, until you can sit with a hard problem for hours and not reach for your phone. The third component is failure processing. How you handle failure determines almost everything else. Because failure is not optional. If you're doing anything real, you will fail. Repeatedly. Publicly. Expensively. The question is never whether it happens. It's how fast you get up, what you extract from it, and how you use it going forward. Most people process failure by either collapsing or denying. Collapsing looks like quitting, retreating, losing confidence. Denying looks like blaming, externalizing, refusing to look honestly at what went wrong. Neither one learns anything. The tough mind looks at failure with the same eyes it uses to look at data. It asks, what happened? What was my role in it? What can I take from this that makes the next attempt better? It is not cruel to itself. Cruelty is not toughness, but it is honest. And honest is how you grow. The fourth component is the management of inner narrative. The voice in your head, the one that runs commentary on everything you do, is either working for you or against you. And for most people, most of the time, it's working against them. Not because they're broken, but because the default program for the human mind is threat detection, not possibility. Your mind is wired to find danger, to anticipate failure, to remember what went wrong. In prehistoric environments, this kept you alive. In modern ones, it keeps you small. Mental toughness means learning to audit that voice, to notice when it's projecting, telling you stories about what will happen that are really just fear wearing the clothes of reason, to challenge the automatic negative thoughts that arise in hard moments, not to replace them with naive positivity, but with accurate, reality-based counterthoughts. The fifth component is tolerance for uncertainty. This might be the hardest one. The human desire for certainty, for a known outcome, a guaranteed path, a clear answer, is immense. And the modern world trades on it, offering the illusion of certainty to keep people comfortable and controllable. But real ambition, real growth, real change, all of it requires moving forward without certainty, without knowing if it will work, without the guarantee, and tolerating that uncertainty, sitting inside it, operating within it, building despite it, is one of the most advanced things a human mind can do. It is built through exposure. Every time you act in the face of uncertainty and survive, every time the unknown yields to action and the world doesn't end, you add to your tolerance. Slowly, your nervous system learns that uncertainty is not danger. It is just the space between where you are and where you're going. These 5 components, controlled response, sustained focus, failure processing, inner narrative management, and tolerance for uncertainty, they are the architecture of a mind that can handle what's coming. And something is always coming. The people who succeed are not the ones who face fewer obstacles. They are the ones whose minds are built for obstacles, who meet them not with dread, but with the quiet certainty of someone who has trained for exactly this. You can build that mind. It takes time. It takes practice. It takes a willingness to be the student of your own psychology, to watch yourself, learn yourself, and deliberately upgrade the operating system. But it is the most valuable work you will ever do, because everything else, every skill, every resource, every opportunity, is only as powerful as the mind through which it runs. Build the mind. Everything else follows.